You stand on the cold deck of your station. A final, sterile chime echoes in the silence. It is the sound of defeat. Another world has fallen. The message arrived moments ago. A data packet written like an obituary. The colony on Cygnus X1 is gone. Erased. You stare at the star map. A single blinking light goes dark. It represents 8 million souls. Now just a ghost in the system. Your superiors see only failure in your work. You can hear their voices in your head. Dismissive. Disappointed. Admiral Thorne's words cut the deepest. Your theories are a dead end, Doctor. He called your life's work a fantasy, a dangerous and expensive fantasy. They wanted warships with bigger guns. They wanted shields that could take another hit. You offered them something else entirely, something they could not understand. You walk through the central chamber. Your creation sleeps at its heart. A sphere of polished obsidian hangs in a magnetic field. It does not look like much. Certainly not like the savior of humanity. It looks more like a very expensive paperweight. High Command thought so too. They saw your budget reports. They saw the endless requests for rare elements. They saw zero practical results. To them, this machine is the monument to your failure. You press your hand against the containment field. It feels like touching cool glass. Inside, the laws of physics are a suggestion, not a rule. They called you a radical, a heretic against proven star science. Maybe they were right. But their proven science is losing. It is losing world by world. And now, the final echo of defeat has arrived. A new message flashes on your main console. It is not an obituary. It is an order. From High Command itself. The message is short, terse, to the point. They are tired of funding your obsession. They are stripping your station for parts. The war effort requires every viable resource. Your project has been officially decommissioned. Effective immediately. A salvage fleet is already on its way. They will arrive in less than a day. They will tear down your work piece by piece. They will melt down the conduits. They will repurpose the power core. They will take everything. The order states your research is to be archived, a footnote in a losing war. Your life's work will be stored in some forgotten data vault, left to gather digital dust for eternity. You look at the Arachne, the sleeping sphere. It represents 2 decades of your life. It holds every theory you ever had, every sleepless night, every sacrifice. They see it as a waste of metal and energy. You know it is so much more. You were so close to a breakthrough. But you are out of time. The order is absolute. To resist is treason. You are to be reassigned, shuttled off to some research outpost, probably to work on improving engine efficiency by 0.5%. A truly thrilling prospect. Your career is over. Your dream is dead. High Command has spoken, and their word is law. A law you are expected to obey without question. A sound cuts through your thoughts. It is a raw, desperate signal. Unencrypted, unfiltered. A plea blasted into the void on all frequencies. The signal is weak, fading in and out of the static. It is a civilian channel. A voice, ragged with fear, breaks through. It is a voice from New Eden, the last major human colony left standing. A beacon of hope in a darkening galaxy. The voice belongs to a colonial governor. She's not speaking to High Command. She's not following protocol. She's begging anyone who can hear her. The Vex have arrived. Their fleet blots out their sun. Their orbital bombardment has begun. The planetary shields are failing. They have hours at best, maybe minutes. She describes the scene. A sky turned black with enemy ships, the ground shaking with every impact. She speaks of the millions of people in the cities below. Families, children. She knows High Command will not reach them in time. The closest fleet is days away. It would be a rescue mission for ghosts. Her plea is a final prayer, a last will and testament for her entire world. The signal cuts out, replaced by the hiss of empty space. The silence that follows is heavier than any sound. 800 million souls, all waiting for an end that is already certain. High Command will mark New Eden as another loss. They will update their maps, they will write another sterile report, they will move on. But you heard her voice. You heard the truth. You are standing at a crossroads. A choice is laid before you. It is a simple and terrible choice. Duty versus conscience. You have your orders. Explicit, unambiguous. You are to stand down. You are to await the salvage crew. You are to let them dismantle your dream. You are to let New Eden die. That is the path of obedience, the path of a good soldier. But you heard the governor's plea. You saw the light on the map flicker. Not just a tactical display, but a world full of people. People who are about to be extinguished. High Command has already written them off. They are a rounding error in a war of attrition, a necessary sacrifice for the greater good. But what good is it if there is nothing left to save? To act is to commit treason. You would be disobeying a direct order from High Command. You would become an enemy of the state. They would hunt you down. There would be no trial, no forgiveness. The moment you defy them, you are a traitor, a rogue element to be neutralized. Your life, as you know it, would be over. Your entire career has been about following the rules, pushing the boundaries of science, but always within the system. Now the system is telling you to watch a world burn. Your conscience tells you something different. It screams at you. It tells you that there is no greater crime than to do nothing. When you have the power to do something. You walk back to the central chamber. The silent sphere waits. The Arachne. It is untested, unstable. It might not even work. It could fail in a dozen spectacular ways. It could tear your station apart. It could unravel you, mind and body. But it is the only chance New Eden has. The only chance you have to make a difference. The choice is made. Treason it is. You slam your palm onto the activation panel. The emergency overrides flash red. A synthesized voice warns you. Decommission order in effect. Activation requires Supreme Command authority. You laugh, a dry, humorless sound. I am the Supreme Command authority today. You type in your personal access codes. Then you bypass them. One by one. Each bypass is another bridge burned. The lights in the station dim. All non-essential power is routed to the central chamber. A low hum begins to build, a sound you have only heard in simulations. The obsidian sphere shimmers. The air around it begins to distort, like heat rising from a desert road. The magnetic containment field glows with a fierce blue light. The Arachne is waking up. You strap yourself into the conductor's chair. A helmet lowers around your head. Dozens of neural interfaces connect to ports at the base of your skull. This is the most dangerous part. The machine cannot be controlled by a simple joystick. It must be conducted. Piloted by a human mind. Your mind. You are its brain, its will. The hum intensifies. It becomes a physical pressure in the room. You can feel it in your teeth, on your skin. The warnings on your screen are now just a solid block of red text, a final, automated plea for you to stop. But there is no going back now. You close your eyes. You speak the final command into the void. Arachne, we have work to do. A wave of pure information crashes into your consciousness. It is not sight or sound. It is something else entirely. You are no longer just in the chair. You are everywhere in the station at once. You feel the hull plates groaning under the strain. You feel the flow of energy through every conduit. You are the station. And at the heart of you is the Arachne. You are the conductor. The soul mind connected to this new power. The station is your body now. The Arachne is your soul. There is no crew, no co-pilot, no one to talk to. Just the silent, overwhelming presence of the machine in your thoughts. It does not speak in words. It communicates in pure concepts, in raw mathematics. It shows you the fabric of the universe. The journey to New Eden is a silent pilgrimage. You do not travel through normal space. The Arachne does not move the station. It moves space itself. It pulls your destination towards you, like gathering a great sheet of fabric. The stars outside your viewport do not streak past. They simply shift, rearranging themselves into a new pattern. You feel a profound sense of loneliness. You are a ghost in the machine, a single point of awareness in a sea of impossible power. You think of Admiral Thorne. He would probably have a stroke if he saw this. He, who believed only in armor and projectile weapons. He would not comprehend this silent, graceful journey. This is not warfare as he knows it. This is something new. You check the star map inside your mind. The journey will take less than an hour, a trip that would take a conventional warship weeks. The sheer efficiency is breathtaking. The energy cost is immense, but you are not paying for it. The Arachne draws its power from a source you barely understand, a sliver of space-time itself. The cost will be calculated later. You are a solitary god in a universe of your own making. For this brief time, you are untouchable, a master of reality. But the feeling is hollow, because you are on your way to a battlefield. You are heading toward a fire, and you are the only fire extinguisher in the known galaxy. You only hope you have enough water for the blaze ahead. The final shift completes. The star-born background settles. You have arrived. You open your eyes. Or rather, you allow your mind to process the visual data from the station's external sensors. Before you hangs the planet New Eden, a swirl of blue and white, a perfect marble of life, and surrounding it is the enemy. The Vex fleet is a thing of brutalist terror. Hundreds of ships, jagged, asymmetrical, the color of dried blood and rusted iron. They form a blockade of pure menace. Their ships range in size, from small, nimble destroyers to colossal capital ships that dwarf your little station. At the center of it all is one ship that defies belief, the Matriarch's command vessel. It is not a ship. It is a small moon covered in weapons. Their power is overwhelming. You see the flashes of their bombardment, lances of red energy striking the upper atmosphere. New Eden's shields flare with each impact. But they are failing. You can see them flicker and die in places, allowing the destructive energy to scar the planet below. Victory for the Vex seems certain. It is not a fight. It is an execution. They have not detected you yet. Your station is small and cold. You have not powered up any weapons. You have no energy signature to speak of. You are a piece of drifting debris, a mote of dust in the face of their monolithic fleet. They are arrogant, focused on their prey. They do not look over their shoulder. They have never had a reason to. You take a deep breath. Your hands are steady on the conductor's controls, but inside your mind, a storm of fear and adrenaline rages. Can you do this? Can the Arachne truly stand against such a force? The simulation said it could, but simulations are clean, orderly. War is not. It is messy and unpredictable. It is time to find out. You reach out with your mind. Through the Arachne. You do not touch the enemy ships. You do not target them with weapons. You touch the space around them, the very fabric of reality. The Arachne responds to your thoughts. It begins to weave. There is no sound, no visual effect, just the silent manipulation of cosmic law. You are a spider in the void, and you are spinning a web, not of silk, but of space-time. You pull at invisible threads, quantum filaments that connect everything. You twist them, you fold them, you tie them into knots that should not be possible. You are creating a trap, an invisible snare on a scale that is hard to comprehend. The work is delicate. It requires immense concentration. One wrong move, one lapse in focus, and the whole structure could collapse. It could create a singularity that would swallow you, the planet, and the entire Vex fleet. It is like performing surgery with a live bomb. While juggling, it is, to put it mildly, stressful. You weave the net in a huge arc, a semicircle between the Vex fleet and the planet, a fishing net for monsters. The threads are one-dimensional lines of altered physics, infinitesimally thin, utterly invisible. To any sensor, to any eye, the space there is just empty space. A perfect harmless vacuum. But it is not. It is a wall, a razor's edge, a door to nowhere. You feel the strain in your mind. It is a physical ache, like lifting a weight that is too heavy. The Arachne is a powerful tool, but it is still a tool. You are the one swinging the hammer. The energy drain is enormous. The station's lights are now barely aglow. You are running on fumes, but the web is almost complete. Just a few more threads to tie off. The web is complete. It hangs in the void, a masterpiece of impossible engineering. It is a trap made of reality itself, a silent, patient predator. It shimmers in your mind's eye, a beautiful, deadly filigree of light and shadow. But to the outside universe, it is nothing, utterly undetectable, a perfect ambush. You sit back in the conductor's chair. Metaphorically speaking, your mind is still connected, still one with the machine. But the frantic work of weaving is done. Now, you must wait. You are the fisherman who has cast his net. All you can do is wait for the fish to swim into it. You hope they are as dumb as they look. The Vex continue their bombardment. They are methodical, cruel. They are taking their time, savoring the destruction. They believe they have already won. Their arrogance is your greatest ally. They see no threat, no reason for caution. They are about to make a fatal mistake, one that they cannot possibly foresee. You watch their formations. A wing of their destroyers peels off from the main fleet. They are preparing for the final push. The ground invasion. They will descend to the surface to eliminate any survivors, to scour the planet clean. To do this, they must cross the space where you have laid your trap. They must cross the line. You hold your breath, a human habit that you cannot shake, even in this disembodied state. Your heart pounds, a ghost of a sensation from your physical body. Come on, just a little further. Take one final, fatal step. Your entire plan, your life, the lives of everyone on New Eden, it all hinges on this single moment. The first Vex destroyer moves forward, a spear of jagged metal. Its engines burn with a savage red light. It glides through space with a predator's confidence. On your tactical display, a tiny red icon creeps toward a line you have drawn. The icon represents a ship full of Vex soldiers, a ship full of death. It is about to learn a new lesson in star science. The destroyer crosses the boundary, the invisible line of your web. There is no explosion, no flash of energy, no sound. One moment, the ship is there, a solid, menacing presence. The next, it is simply gone. The space where it was is now empty. Perfectly, utterly empty. The ship did not explode. It was erased. You watch the sensor readings. The destroyer's mass signature vanished. Its energy output went from full burn to zero. Not in a millisecond. In no time at all. It was present in one instant of space-time, and absent in the next. The Arachne had not destroyed it. It had deresed it, unwritten it from the script of the universe. It was a beautiful and terrifying thing to witness. The other Vex ships in its wing hesitate. Their formation breaks. They were flying in tight formation. The sudden disappearance of their lead ship causes a moment of chaos. Two more destroyers, carried by their own momentum, cross the line. They too simply vanish. Poof, gone. Like a magic trick. A really, really effective magic trick. The remaining ships slam on their brakes. Figuratively. The Vex are confused. You can feel their confusion. Not through telepathy, but through their actions. Their ships stop their advance. They start scanning the empty space where their comrades were. They fire sensor probes. The probes cross the line, and they vanish too. They are trying to find an explanation. A minefield. A stealth weapon. A spatial anomaly. They find nothing. The Vex commander on the nearest capital ship is probably having a very bad day. He sends another wing of destroyers. He orders them to approach from a different angle, to fire their main cannons into the empty space. Lances of plasma spear into the void. They cross the line. The energy simply dissipates. It vanishes without a trace. The destroyers then cautiously move forward, and they too are erased from existence. You allow yourself a small, grim smile. The Vex have fought and conquered 100 worlds. They have never faced anything like this. Their entire doctrine of warfare is based on overwhelming force. Bigger ships, bigger guns. They do not understand a weapon that does not shoot, a shield that does not block. They are children poking a strange animal with a stick, and the animal is starting to get annoyed. More ships are sent to their doom, warships erased without a trace, a cruiser, a squadron of frigates. They all meet the same silent end. The Vex are feeding your trap. Ship by ship, their perfect monolithic fleet is being dismantled. Not with a bang, but with a whisper. You are a phantom, chewing away at their strength from the shadows. The space around New Eden is becoming a graveyard of ghosts. The main Vex fleet has stopped its bombardment. Their attention is now fully on the empty space before them, the silent killer that is plucking their ships from reality. They are angry now. You can see it in the way their remaining ships maneuver. They are clustering together, preparing for something big. They are done with cautious probing. They are going to use a sledgehammer to crack this invisible nut. The Vex Matriarch's command ship begins to glow. The colossal vessel, the size of a small moon, is powering up its main weapon. A weapon you did not even know it had. It is not a beam or a missile. It is something far worse. Energy signatures spike to levels you thought were impossible. They are not targeting your station. They cannot see you. They are targeting the empty space itself. The Matriarch's ship fires. A wave of pure gravitational distortion erupts from its bow. It is not an attack. It is a temper tantrum on a cosmic scale. The Vex are trying to tear reality apart, to shred the fabric of space-time to expose the enemy hiding within it. The wave of force washes over your web, your invisible snare. The strands of your web groan under the impossible assault. You feel the strain in your mind as a spike of pure agony. The Arachne shudders. The delicate woven structure of space-time is being stretched to its breaking point. Red alerts flash across your mental display. The web is failing. The threads are snapping one by one. You push back. You pour every ounce of your will, your concentration, into the arachne. You reinforce the breaking threads. You weave new ones on the fly. It is you versus the Vex matriarch. A duel of wills fought with the fundamental forces of the universe. Your mind is a raging inferno of pain and effort. The neural feedback is immense. Blood begins to trickle from your nose. The Vex matriarch pushes harder. It dumps more and more power into its gravity weapon. It is determined to crush this unseen enemy, to pulverize this pocket of defiance. The fabric of your web tears. A hole opens. You frantically try to patch it. But the assault is relentless. The strain is becoming unbearable. You feel your consciousness starting to fray at the edges. This is it. The breaking point. You have a choice. Let the web collapse and try to flee, or push the arachne and yourself past every known limit. You think of New Eden, the 800 million souls behind you. The choice is not a choice at all. You grit your teeth. You scream into the silent link with your machine. You will not break. You let go of defense. You go on the attack. You cannot withstand the Vex matriarch's assault forever. So you will end it. You reconfigure the web on the fly. You stop trying to maintain the entire barrier. Instead, you focus all of its power, all of its reality-bending potential. You wrap the remaining threads around a single target. The matriarch's command ship. The silent unmaking of a god begins. The colossal enemy flagship is caught. The space-time around it begins to contract, pulled tight by the focused power of the arachne. The Vex matriarch is like a great whale caught in a net made of anchor chains. It struggles. Its gravity weapon fires one last, desperate pulse. But it is too late. The trap is sprung. The flagship does not explode. That would be too merciful. It is deconstructed, unraveled thread by silent thread. First, the outer hull plates flake away, turning to dust and then to nothing. Then the internal decks, the weapon systems, the engine core. All of it is erased from reality, layer by layer, like peeling an onion made of nightmares. You watch as the behemoth is unmade. You can feel the terror of the Vex aboard. A psychic scream of 1,000 minds being deleted from the universe. The ship's structure groans and twists, not from physical stress, but from logical failure. The laws of physics are being revoked for it, and it alone. The process takes 10 seconds. 10 seconds of silent, absolute horror. Then it is over. The matriarch's vessel is gone, leaving a hole in the sky. The silence after victory is the loudest sound you have ever heard. With the matriarch gone, the Vex fleet is broken, leaderless, confused. Their god is dead, slain by an enemy they never saw. Their will to fight evaporates. The remaining ships, dozens of them, turn and flee. They jump to hyperspace in a panic, not a tactical retreat, a terrified rout. The sky above New Eden is empty. The brutalist ships are gone. The orbital bombardment has ceased. The only thing left is the quiet beauty of the planet and the faint shimmer of its damaged shields. You did it. You actually did it. You feel a wave of exhaustion so profound it is almost a physical blow. The connection to the arachne severs. You are back in your own body, in the cold, dark conductor's chair. You have saved millions. You have changed the course of the war forever. The Vex are not invincible. You have proven that. You have given humanity a weapon they did not know they had. A new kind of power. But you are a traitor, an enemy of the state. The salvage fleet is still on its way. They will arrive to find a silent station and a victory they cannot possibly explain. What happens next, you do not know. But for the first time in a long time, you feel something that is not fear. It is hope.